then, so why do birds attack? Well, typically birds attack because you're in their turf, basically. That's kind of it. That's all you need to know then, isn't it? Not quite. So, birds that will attack your drone, typically. Okay, now, for example, pigeons, right? Pigeons generally aren't too bad, for example. They will swarm, especially near nesting. They will swoop and be nosy. I've never had one take out a drone, but they have been nosy. Okay, so pigeons, generally they're not too bad. Okay, so lots of pigeons, they will swoop, swarm around, but they don't tend to have a go. They tend to try and they're more like, they're mobbing without actually touching you, generally. Okay, don't get me wrong, there will be circumstances where pigeons will actually attack a drone, but as a general rule of thumb, they're just going to swarm around, and there'll be like 10 to 20 of them, and they're all flying around, sort of trying to confuse you or push you away from the area. That's what they are up to. Now, birds that are not so drone friendly. Oh, and there's a few. The worst, in my opinion, are seagulls. Okay, seagulls have no, they seem to have no fear, those bloody things. Now, normally flying where seagulls are, as soon as you're in their turf, they are going to come and be nosy, and they may attack, right? They may come, be nosy, decide they don't like you, and they will attack. Now, you've got a choice. You either go up or you go down. You can outmaneuver them just. However, if you think climbing above them, right, all they'll do is go around and go up. Okay? Seagulls don't care, right? Just being above them is not enough to stop them. So there was, you know, if you've got your Mini, for example, so we've got our Mini here, right? A seagull, this is nothing to a seagull, okay? They have taken out DJI M200s, right? Now a DJI M200 weighs about 6.5 kilos and turns propellers like this kind of size, okay? And this isn't, the M210s is slightly bigger than this actually. But just to show you, right? For props this size, the Seagull didn't care. Mini, this big. Do you think the Seagull will care? Okay, so you know the worst time to fly near seagulls is in their nesting period. So when they've got eggs and when they've got young, then they are really going to come for you. If you think they're bad at any other time, it's absolutely, I can tell you now, it's nothing compared to when they come and it's nesting time. They really get uppity. Now, is there something you can put them off? Is there something you can do to make them not want to attack you? Well, you could put a skin on the drone so you can skin it. Okay, some nice fluorescent skins. People have even put eyeballs and stuff as if to try and deter them. This year I'm going for a nice flashing red light. I'm going to see if this will do the job. He says as it goes flat, but I'm going to see if that will do the job, because I don't think they'll be able to look that in the eye very well. So this year I'm going to go with a red flashing light as my choice. I have got white and green of these, but the green one is for night flying. Okay, so if you can fly at night, put green on it. But my red one is for my daytime. Okay, that's my current plan, just to try and deter them. I don't know if it'll work. I really don't. Other birds that will attack, crows and ravens. They can be really nasty as well, and they should be watched out for. And they will have a pop, definitely. Buzzards, depends, to be honest. If you're in their turf, they may or may not. I've seen buzzards attack a fixed wing, but then the fixed wing did look like another bird with its wings out, and they didn't like where it was. It was in their turf, and they had a pop at it. Got some nice holes from that on the plane. But you know, it's one of those things when you're doing crops and mapping and trying to get data. Sometimes you've just got to put up with what a buzzard's going to do to the drone. But yeah, you know, you can put reflective materials on the drone to try and make it so when it looks at it, it's like a mirror reflection, just to try and throw the bird a bit. But you know, if you're flying the Mini, okay, and I suspect you will be during the summer. You're going to be at the coast and everything. Seagulls are the biggest one that's probably going to come for you. Okay, and like I say, if you think that's an M210 size prop, that's your mini. 4 of these didn't bother it. This isn't going to bother one. Okay, and seagulls, because they're scavengers, okay, you can tell where humans are litter bugs. And it sounds terrible to say this, but because we throw all our crap on the floor, all our food on the floor, we just throw rubbish on the floor. If you go to any city, and it doesn't have to be a coastal city, but if you go to any city and there's seagulls and you hear them every morning or every part of the day, it's because the area is basically people just chuck rubbish on the floor. That's all it is. They're scavengers, you know, and people don't always understand that. So you've got to be careful. You know, if you're doing roof inspections and you're in an estate that's not very tidy, shall we say, you're going to have to watch out for seagulls. Because like I say, if you're in their turf, they won't like you there. Okay, so there's not really vast amounts you can do. You can always try climbing above them, like as I said, but that's not enough. They will come back round. Okay, and it doesn't really matter what size aircraft you're flying with a Seagull. Like I say, you know, this is an M210 sort of Inspire size prop. As you'll see, there was an air accident investigation into a Seagull attack here. I will put the link in the description as well. But yeah, the best thing you can try and do is put a fluorescent skin on your drone and a really bright LED light flashing. Okay, and that's what my plan is for my night flying, for my daytime flying. Sorry, in coastal areas where I think there's going to be a problem. And I've gone red, by the way. I've not gone white. But yeah, that's my kind of plan, and we'll see if it works or not. I don't know. Right, yeah. Why do they attack? Because you're in their turf, basically. Right, watch out for them in the summer, guys. And if we're let out of lockdown, just remember, wherever you're flying, fly safe. Okay, just think before you fly. Check that you can fly there. Check your airspace. Okay, right. Take care. See you.